Hello, I'm here to talk to you today about fire extinguisher inspections and operations. Some of the things we'll be going over today is basic fire extinguisher information, such as your classes of fire extinguisher and what the classes are used for. The next thing we'll be going over is basic inspection of the fire extinguisher, things to look for when you're inspecting it, as well as what to do if the fire extinguisher is no longer serviceable. Lastly, we'll be going over basic operation, actually extinguishing the fire, and then using the pass method to help people remember what to do in case they have to use a fire extinguisher. So with that, we'll move into basic fire extinguisher information. Most people's household fire extinguishers are your basic ABC type fire extinguisher. ABC stands for the classes of fire that the extinguisher will put out. Class A would be your combustible solids, trash and whatnot. Class B would be your combustible liquids, such as fuel, stuff like that. Class C would be electrical. Now, with those classes and the uses of the fire extinguisher, we'll move into basic inspection of the fire extinguisher. Things you want to look for when inspecting a fire extinguisher. First, you want to look at the nozzle. Look inside, make sure the nozzle's not clogged with debris, anything, spiders, anything like that inside that may keep the extinguishing agent from being discharged from the extinguisher. The next thing you want to look for is the overall condition of the extinguisher. You want to look for things like dents, dings, rust, anything that will affect the use of the fire extinguisher. The next thing you want to go look at is the sight glass, which will be red and green. You always want to make sure the needle is pointed in the green. If it's in the red at all, the fire extinguisher is no good and it'll need to be reserviced or put out of service. And lastly, the one thing you want to look for is the pin. You want to take the pin, make sure it's fastened securely into the handle so the discharge doesn't accidentally go off and then you don't have a fire extinguisher anymore. With that and the inspection, what do you do if the extinguisher is unserviceable? Dings, cracks, scratches, something that will not let it work effectively. What you want to do is either take it to a local fire department or you want to take it to the place of business where you bought it, and usually they will dispose of it for you. Lastly, we'll go into basic operations. Basically, fire extinguishment. Fire extinguishment with the fire extinguisher is when you discharge the agent onto the fire will go out, it'll get smothered by the agent. So one of the ways we do that and help people remember is the pass method. First, you want to pull the pin. Next, you want to aim the nozzle. Second, you want to squeeze the handle. And lastly, you want to sweep back and forth. As you sweep, you walk up on the fire as it's dying down and you get on top of it and smother it with the agent to completely extinguish a fire. Once you've done that, call 911, and that's pretty much it for your use of the fire extinguisher. So, to recap what we've just learned, we went over basic fire extinguisher information, classes and use. We went over basic inspection, things to look for and what to do if your fire extinguisher is unserviceable. And lastly, we went over basic operations, extinguishing the fire and helping remember by the pass method. I thank you for your time. I hope this was very helpful. Thank you.